Now, let's jump in to this video by Tectone. Definitely check him out. Hit subscribe, hit like, and while you're at it, hit like and subscribe on my video. Hitting the like button gets the video out there. Hitting that subscribe button helps the channel grow, and I'd greatly appreciate it. And like I said, definitely feel free to check out Tectone. Check out his video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for him. I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it. Now, let's jump into the video.
Let's just keep going with this shit. So Mugen, a very well-liked content creator in the Genshin Impact community, post a tweet, which is, went from covering drama to starting it. In continuation of my last tweet about Hoyoverse censoring smaller Chinese creators expressing discontent, it's important to specify that this isn't recent. Now, I want to go over how disgusting this is. Regardless of how small or how large somebody's channel is, Hoyoverse, you do not have the right to censor anybody. It's already bad enough that you censored Eula's ass cheeks when you go to climb up a cliff. Hide Yelan's butt cheeks when we go underwater. Okay, this isn't Genshin Impact. This isn't Hoyoverse. You don't get to censor what people are saying online. And trust me, I understand how this works because this issue goes so much further beyond than anything this post is talking about. And we're going to get to that after I read all this. The man we named Chinese Tectone. What the?
But yes, Hoyoverse, you do not have the right to try to go about by shady means to silence any type of boycott. As long as the boycott is peaceful and is not trying to harm anyone and is not trying to do anything harmful, they have the right to do that type of, do the boycott. And by silencing, it just shows that you are aware of it, and it makes you look bad because it shows that you were willing to, by any means, silence a boycott. It just shows that you just really have a detestment towards your player base.
AKA, I don't know, Bing Chilling, who criticizes Hoyo games a lot, was being striked by Hoyoverse even before this anniversary controversy. You'll find screenshots in this post showing his videos where he was criticizing Honkai Star Rail, not even Genshin, on Bilibili, getting a takedown notice by that, in brackets, which means the Hoyo Shanghai. That's not good. To a lot of you guys who are still like, well, Hoyoverse can say whatever they want. Hoyoverse creators, they don't have a contract that prevents them from saying anything. They can do whatever they want. If any creator actually believes that, feel free to DM me. Feel free to DM me. Hey, my DMs are open. Feel free to DM me. I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. If I trust you. If I don't trust you, then it, because you're going to squeal. But if I trust you, then feel free to DM me. I can show you exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Now, the problem is for Hoyoverse is that things are going to get a lot messier, a lot quicker. And the reason why that is because someone who I cannot name has informed me that a lot of Hoyoverse contracts are now up and barely any are getting renewed. Now, why is that?
Interesting. So that makes me wonder that if a lot of content creator Hoyoverse contracts are coming up or they have already expired, that means that they are allowed to now, I mean, if they were under an NDA, then now they can speak about whatever they want. Granted, that depends on the wording in the NDA. But let's say, for example, the contract also had like an NDA thing added to it to where they had to be like super polite and super happy and act like everything is fine while they were under the contract. Then, now that the contract is coming up or is now expired, that means that they can now speak as whatever they want to speak about. They can talk about whatever they want. And I am going to be curious. I am interested in knowing if, now that they can talk about whatever they want to talk about, are they going to talk about how they truly feel? Are they going to speak about whatever it is they think about the game? That is going to be interesting.
It's most likely because of this. They probably offered, I believe this is the second year of contracts they've handed out, or maybe even the third. Can't confirm that, but I know it's at least the second year they've handed out contracts. And now that creators have pigeonholed themselves into only covering Genshin, they now believe that they can't cover anything else. One thing I'd like to recommend: if a streamer that you're watching is attempting to branch out their content, give it a shot before you dismiss them entirely. Because I don't like knowing that a creator has been completely by a company's contract because they needed money to survive.
I know how this feels because that is a great pause face.
So it is a creator.
Okay. All right. I know what he's talking about here because I came from Destiny 2. If you can go back to like my beginning videos, and I covered Destiny 2 content, and I still love Destiny 2, but the thing is that Destiny 2 is still very stagnant. They are kind of going for the same phase of Genshin Impact. The only difference is the devs for Destiny 2 really want to do good by the game, but the executives really want to make a lot of money. And so there's like this internal strife between the dev team and the executives trying to manage to find a middle ground to help make the game good. That's the problem with Destiny 2. That's why Destiny 2 is so stagnant, and that's why I had to leave. I had to venture out and play other games. That's why I came to Genshin Impact and found Genshin Impact is in a similar situation, only the whole team just wants to be closed-minded. But my point is that you can't pigeonhole yourself. You got to kind of venture yourself out. That's why on my channel, my goal is to play games I love, because as long as I'm having fun, that means that my content is still going to be entertaining. Because nobody wants to watch someone who looks bored as fuck. People want to watch someone who's having fun, and when you're having fun, you can be entertaining. That is the issue. And I think that if there is a Genshin Impact content creator that's trying to, now that their contract's up, is now in this point where, oh shit, I've pigeonholed myself into Genshin Impact. How am I going to be able to venture out? Or what am I going to do? Because if I want to speak out, if I want to tell everyone how I've been truly feeling this past however many years, well, since I created this community of just nothing but positive people, like just positivity, even if it's toxic positivity, if they try to speak out, they're going to be like, well, what the hell happened? You were so happy. You were telling us that everything's fine. Are you saying that it's been thunderstorms the whole time? And that's going to create a weird whiplash. But I really want to believe that those content creators can find a way to wiggle themselves out of that. And a good place is just to play a different kind of game that's similar to Genshin Impact. Play Honkai Star Rails. Honkai Star Rails is great.
Creators out there attempting variety, feel free to support them. It would mean the world to them. And yeah, go follow their streams or their YouTube. Appreciate that a lot. You don't have to, but I just figured I'd add on there. Now, he made a post explaining about it, the situation in Mandarin, and I posted it here too. I should specify that many people feel that Hoyoverse has immense control over Bilibili, which is why some theorize that they were getting zombie accounts to counter the anniversary controversy. Now, we're going to go ahead and show these screenshots.
Interesting.
Blocked accounts, takedown notices, and fake followers. Now, I really I really truly want to win, because I believe there was another post that may have been taken down by now. But regardless, the thing that I really want to express is that it is not okay to try to silence your audience. It is not okay to attempt to nullify what your creators are attempting to say. More so on this tweet, we have, according to a Chinese creator who wishes to remain anonymous, Hoyoverse is aware of the player.
Yeah, it's not a real good idea to try to silence your audience, because it just shows or gives the impression that you really don't give a shit about your audience, that you only care about your audience when your audience is telling you everything you want to hear. You know what that sounds like? An echo chamber. If you are creating an echo chamber because all you want to hear is positivity, then that means that you are just fueling a toxic positivity community. And what have we been kind of in the Genshin Impact community? A community that's full of nothing but toxic positivity, because that's all the Genshin Impact team wants, because that means that that gives them more reason to just close their ears and sing la 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 whenever they hear any type of discontent. But now they're in a situation where everyone's not happy. It was the same thing with the first year anniversary. This is proof that this is a shit show that the Genshin Impact team has created themselves.
Player discontent, but instead of doing something about it, they're actively taking down videos of smaller creators talking about the issue on Douyin, Chinese TikTok. And apparently a big Chinese creator who is as critical of the game as Tectone himself, imagine that, they don't like that now, do they? They don't like that, by the name of blah, 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 had his name in game changed back to Traveler, seen as a form of pushback from Hoyo since he's too big to have his videos taken down without causing massive backlash. That is the thing. I am now too large of a drama, not drama, critical gaming analysis channel. I'm now too big of a channel for pretty much Hoyoverse to do anything about.
And again, that is not what Hoyoverse and the Genshin Impact team want. They want a positivity echo chamber, and anything considered constructive criticism is just treated as negativity. They don't get, for whatever reason, that constructive criticism is just criticism that's meant to foster improvement and betterment for the game. In fact, I would honestly say that constructive criticism is positivity in itself, because I am giving you this criticism in good faith because I want what you want, which is for a really good game. A positive echo chamber is only going to foster, in the end, turmoil. Because if everyone around you is saying, everything's fine, there's no problems, then in the end, when there is problems and they're not getting fixed, everything just spirals out of control.
Because if they were to take down my channel, I mean, the world would just freak the f out. Because I was the original person, there with MTash as well, who was being critical of the game, which to us doesn't seem like a big deal. It just seems like what normal people would do. Hey, there's a product, needs some fixes. But the problem is the community is full of so many meat riders, nobody can say anything without them crying on stream. And it's annoying as shit. This changes everything, because as far as everyone is concerned, Hoyo is just really bad at communication, but actively censoring discontent is a completely different story. There's a difference between being ignorant and saying anybody who disagrees with me is banned and you are gone and none of your comments will ever be seen. Now, it's different when it's a content creator and you ban someone from your chat for being annoying, or you block someone on your YouTube for spreading hate. But when it's a product, you cannot ban people who say your product isn't good. It's disingenuous. It gives the public a false perception of what's actually going on. That's like putting out a product and having it being rated from 5 to 1 star, and you banning anybody who rates it below a 5 star to keep that 5 out of 5 star review.
Yeah. So when a content creator like in say Twitch or a streamer just in general bans you, that's their right, because if you are just causing problems, like it's basically going into a restaurant. You're going into a restaurant and you just grab people's plates or their cups and you just start throwing them around, causing a shit show, screaming whatever it is you want to scream in the restaurant, you're going to get kicked out. That is this situation. You go into a streamer's stream, it's their restaurant. You go in, you start causing a shit show, you're going to get kicked out. But when you are trying to sell a product, that's a completely different situation. Because the company is being disingenuous. The company is trying to silence the person who is calling them out on their shit, and that creates a bad perception, because that makes the rest of the population, the rest of the community, see that and go, why is the company trying to silence this guy? And then that makes everyone go, well, there's got to be something going on here. And that's the difference.
Nice and shiny. I do not support any company that is actively going to censor their player base's feedback. It is up. It's one to ignore it, but to actively fight against it is absolutely insane. Showing case after case after case after case. It's not looking good. Now, I was made aware that apparently Mugen put out some misinformation, which was corrected shortly thereafter. Props to you, man. Correction, the name change incident happened in 2023, but the point remains the same. Censorship by Hoyoverse is not recent, and it's the daily reality of Chinese players. Big respect to them speaking up anyway while knowing this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter in this, like, if this was completely off base, that'd be one thing. But because all that really changed here was a time frame. So in this case, the name change thing happened in 2023. This is another instance of Hoyoverse trying to silence content creators, and it's not a good look.
This leads me to my main point, and this, to me, brings me to the thing that I've been wanting to say the whole time, that I've been saying for years. Not only is the company themselves silencing those who speak out against it, but there are even content creators who will disclude you from group activities and warn other content creators to not communicate with you because the company doesn't like you and you're blacklisted. I even know that Vulcan was warned to not interact with me because of the blacklisted community of Hoyoverse should not be interacted with.
And yes, this has been confirmed not only by Tectone, but also MTash. They both, and this is with other content creators too, but there is a blacklist for these two individuals in particular. They are blacklisted by Hoyoverse because MTash told a story a couple years ago. I watched that video where he was trying to sign up for the content creator Primo Gym stuff and all of this other stuff, like the server that guide makers get on to be able to test characters before they come out. MTash was blacklisted from it. Tectone, as far as I'm aware, he would never even got to be a part of it because he was critical of the company from day one. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Granted, I know other companies do a whole blacklist thing too, but not to this extreme. This company, particularly the Genshin Impact team, are so determined to just create a positive echo chamber that it's nuts.
I cannot tell you how many people that are now very close friends to me, started off my relationship, our relationship, by being told to not interact with you. The fact that people are going so far as to warn people to not interact with me, as well as MTashed, is insanity. Pretty soon, Gotcha Smack will 100% be added to that list. I already know. It's going to happen.
Yeah, because Gotcha Smack is pretty critical too. He is pretty critical too. Like there is when it comes to being critical, there's Tectone who's on the top of the fucking tier list of being super critical. There's Imtashed, I would say, who's a little ways below that. He's not like adamantly critical. He's not adversarially critical. He's critical, but nowhere near Tectone levels of critical. And then Gotcha Smack's like right there in between. Right there in between. He finds a way to balance being adversarially critical and calmly critical.
People are going to warn them, don't interact, they're problematic, they will cancel, or you will not be able to grow if you interact with them. And here's the big issue, and we haven't even gotten to the largest issue yet. If I was not one of the
there's a larger
channels,
issue.
Isn't to make you worry about the streamers. If it does, is what it is. Don't give. If you like the streamer, but don't watch the streamer just because they have a higher viewer count. That's stupid. Give smaller streamers a chance. But the problem is when these streamers go to try a different game, their chat becomes a desert. So much so that streamers have resorted to making alt accounts because they're so disillusioned by what's going on in their own chat. They assume their community doesn't want them to go anywhere else. And so they're stuck in the category for year after year after year after year because they think the only thing they're known for is Genshin. And sure, that might be true. Sure, there are some content creators that should just not leave Genshin because
and yes, that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. When you literally pigeonhole yourself into one game, in this case, we're talking about Genshin Impact, and all your followers, all your community just is there for is your Genshin Impact content. It becomes impossible almost to branch out. It happens, for examples, when, like, let's go to Anthem. Granted, Anthem didn't last that long. But for an example, Anthem, if you were, like, trying to pop off of Anthem, and then Anthem failed and died, and you were becoming just basically a content creator just for Anthem. Well, when the game dies, and you literally pigeonholed yourself into being the content creator for that game, and all your community was there for was you doing stuff for that game, and they weren't there for you specifically, well, guess what? You're fallen too. That is why it's so important for a content creator to be able to multitask a little bit. Try to get your community to be there just for, not just for what the content you bring is, but I want my community to be definitely down for the content, but I want them to be able to say, hey, I like Sir Twiggens' content because of Sir Twiggens. Not, I just like Sir Twiggens' content.
I'll be real, and there's nothing wrong with this. Genshin made him, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay? You go live, you collect mint and berries, you piss your pants because you get so excited. Fine, have fun with that. For the streamers who feel stuck because their chat just dies with anything else that they do, just keep grinding, okay? You know as well as I know, there's so many botted channels, there's so many botted posts, there's so many botted YouTube videos. Just really take a chance. If you are discontent with the product, just do something else, please. That is all I'll say. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. I'll catch you on the next one.
Good video. Definitely check out Tectone. I enjoy his content. definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. He's a great content creator, and I would definitely advocate for him. If everything that was said in that Twitter post by Mugen is true, it's very, very damning. Honestly, I'm not even surprised by it. If this is true, I'm not even surprised by it. It just kind of reinforces what I've always believed. That is, Genshin Impact is a positivity echo chamber. When it needs to be able to be diverse and allow for constructive criticism. But that's all I'm pretty much going to say about this. If you guys have any thoughts that you want to share, definitely head to the comments down below. If you guys want to talk to me about this Twitter post, again, head down in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. And with that being said, definitely hit the like and subscribe button. Hit that like button. It helps get the video out there. Hitting that subscribe button helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys later.